Hello ladies and gentlemen, Stimer here, and as you might have guessed from the title, I've asked a few Dullahan related questions to a few Dullahan Vtubers. Now let's get this straight, I've asked most of them through Twitter GMs if they would like to participate in such quiz or not. Most of them were alright with that and they have gave their responses to the questions. One or two, however, were interviewed during the streams, which means that, well, viewers got spoiled a bit, but anyway, let's get back to the topic of who I have asked. And all this starts with Yura Rikudou, a Dullahan from PRISM Project Generation 3, who's
I'm Yura Rikudou, a Dullahan collecting hearts to get ahead.
Teikki, a muted Dullahan artist who's very friendly at chatting. Dante, pretty much classical Dullahan from Yiddish folklore. Xolomon, for armored Dullahan who has no way to connect his head with the leg.
Is it finger time? Oh wait, that came out wrong.
Nephys Mevira, a Dullahan queen who lives in her own castle full of boners.
The dead space is very dead.
Hughie, not really a Dullahan, but a modified human with a screen for his head. And Dolly, pretty much shy Dullahan I must say, I mean, look at her. Additional 2 shoutouts go to Galathea, a Dullahan who mostly plays detective games, and Galathea, who's yeah, haven't been online for quite a long time. Now that we know our participants, let's see what is the format is going to be for our quiz. The following style of presenting the answers is going to look like this. First, I'm gonna voice the question, then each participant is going to answer them in the following order. After everyone are done, I'll move on to the next question, and it's going to be like that until we reach the end of the list. Most of these answers are going to be voiced by AI, since most of them were presented in the text form. Now, let's start. In some sources, Dullahans are considered to be fairies. Other sources depict them as undeads. Are you a fairy, undead, spirit, diamond, or even a modified human?
I'm a fairy.
Technically a fae, according to Irish folklore. My original form will probably look too scary, and that's why the physical body of Nephys is created.
Indeed, although the magic itself is fine in origin.
I'm considered a modified human.
Myself would be of the fae or fairy category of Dullahans.
Yeah, I think I am a fairy. I'm a fae, right?
What is your favorite weapon to use? If you don't have it, then what weapon would you like to use?
My spine whip.
I always think scythes are cool, but it's like a Grim Reaper thing, and I don't want to be mistaken as a Grim Reaper. I use a bone whip, said to be made from the human spine, but I'm against human cruelty, so my whip is made from other materials.
Swords, the bigger the better.
I actually avoid fights whenever possible, so I don't have a normal weapon I use. Though if push comes to shove, I'm very versed in hand-to-hand combat.
And moderately oversized two-handed greatsword.
Favorite weapon to use? Dagger?
What animal would you like to have as your mount? Or if you already have it, could you tell me what animal is it?
I don't have a mount at the moment, but it would be cool to ride a 3-headed, headless hydra.
It's a known thing for Dullahans to have their own steed, and so do I, my trusty stallion, which is also coincidentally my manager. An otherworldly black horse with a flaming mane and 4 eyes.
Horse. I don't have one designer yet, though.
I would love to ride like a biggest dog, but as I don't. I usually just ride a bike around most places.
A bear of any variety.
Julius is cool.
What kind of effect does gold have on you? Does it drive you insane? Does it hurt upon touching? Or does it have no effect on you?
I made a demonic pact with Bel, so I am now unaffected by gold. I couldn't stand it before, but now I can take a closer look at them. They're pretty.
It's a rumor that Dullahans are afraid of gold, but I have grown to adapt. It's kinda funny to have people throwing gold coins at me when they see me. I just secretly scoop the gold coins up and use them to upgrade my castle. It doesn't really have any effect on me, but feel free to try once you...
I cannot touch gold. It hurts and interferes with me regenerating damage.
No notable effects from gold.
It has no effects whatsoever aside from looking garish.
Some Dullahans in some stories are portrayed to be drivers of funeral wagons that seek for people who have nearly died to take them into the other side. Would you like to be such driver? Or would you like to even have a ride here?
I wouldn't like to be a driver of those Stegecuos, but I do hitch a ride on them once a while.
A wagon does sound very cool, but I usually go on horseback. It's much faster that way. Trust me, I'm a terrible driver, so I can't imagine myself with a wagon. My job does, however, require me to summon the souls of dying people and send them to the realm of the non-living.
Yes, although in my personal lore I hunt after those marked by omens.
To ride in it, probably not, but it will be fascinating to drive it. Hearing about people's stories as they move on will be quite the experience.
I would like to take a ride, if so to just give comfort to the people who have been picked up.
So Yura, some sources say 300 drivers of funeral wagons filled with undead. Would you like to take a ride or even be a driver? I would like to be a driver.
It's said that where Dullahan stops riding, a person is due to die. Is it true for you?
If they stop riding, that means their target must be nearby. It is not true in my case, since the amount of life and death has risen in recent years and I get assigned to various places, though I do lament it's not as personal as it was back then.
That is the case, yes.
Only when people see me stop, I'm happy to take breaks on the road.
Jeez, I hope not. I frequent a bar that's run by a good friend of mine.
Nope, not at all.
It is said that if a Dullahan pronounces someone's name, that person dies, drawing the soul away. Is it true for you?
Yes, I do have that ability, but part of my pact with Bel turns that passive ability of mine into an active ability, so I can thank everyone on stream without unaliving anyone.
Yes, but speech is usually limited, and thus I'm only allowed to speak one name for each journey, and that name has to be of a mortal who is on the death list.
Only if that person is meant to meet a terrible fate.
I don't believe so. Never had someone die on me just cause I called him by name.
Not at all in the slightest.
It is said that when a human makes an eye contact with a Dullahan, his soul is doomed and the person dies. Is it true for you?
We also blind that person in methods we see fit, ho ho. It is true for me as well, but I chose to spare my viewers.
No, but they will become blind from me whipping their eyes out.
Now, however, my eyes can have shock-inducing effects.
Just I try and be attentive when talking to people and making eye contact. I hope I didn't know him or anything.
Not for me, it's not.
Okay, I've merged 3 questions into one big question. Dullahan have multiple ways to take human's life, either by right side, right stop, or name pronouncing. Do you have any of those stealing abilities? Nah.
Some sources say that any door, lock, and gate that blocks the path will immediately open. Is it true for you?
No lock is safe with Dullahans. It is true for me as well.
Yes, that is correct. No one can stop the Dullahan Queen.
If I hit or rim it hard enough.
So that explains why I never have to use my hash key. So I guess so, yeah.
Not without a touch of fey magic, it doesn't.
Yura, I've got an important question for you. It says that there's no log gate and door can stop a Dullahan because they're open automatically. Is it true or yes?
What happens when your head gets separated from your body? Does it become its own entity, or does it keep the same personality as the head?
I've left my head to watch a movie while my body does something different. I'm essentially the same being, but I don't know what will happen if the separation gets bigger, nor do I want to find out.
I have never thought about that. Well, I do get supernatural sight when I detach my head, which is super helpful when I need to find my targets. But I don't think my personality changes in any way at all.
My body is always under my control, but its awareness is very vague and based on its immediate surroundings. I can tell where my head is in relation to it.
Both my body and head can function comfortably together or separately for the most part. Though the further we are apart, the weirder things get.
Kind of backwards, actually. My head is my personality and my body becomes its own entity with its own seeming personality. Despite saying no words, it's very sassy.
No, my body is still my body.
Some sources say that a Dullahan can cross a river. Can you?
It's just water for me, no big deal. I heard vampires have that issue though.
It's not that I can't, but rather I don't want to. It's going to get my gown and my hair wet.
I can, but only by bridge. I never trust a ferry or a fjord.
Never tried, though mainly cause I avoid water. It tends to short circuit if I do it.
Wouldn't say I can't, but I'd avoid it at all costs. Makes me feel uneasy.
Can I cross a river? I mean, if there's a bridge, I can cross a river. Nah.
Do you prefer traditional Dullahan culture classes, or do you dress up like humans around you?
I rather dress according to the times. The usual Dullahan attire has been heavy armor, stuffy for me, so my attire reflects our Reaper aspect instead.
Traditional Dullahans are just too ancient. I researched a lot on what the mortals seem to prefer, and that's why I look the way I do now, though I think the costume is a little tight.
I dress as I like.
I like to dress up as humans around me.
I dress up like the humans around me. Makes it a bit more accepting for some people.
It depends. Depends on how I feel.
What has inspired you to become a Dullahan Vtuber?
It's just, honestly, work is murder. And I thought why not stream something I already do, which is just chilling by playing games and talking to people.
I've always been a fan of horror and the occult. Even though I'm scared, I'm genuinely intrigued. Initially, we decided to bring Nephys to life because we thought it would be cool to have a Vtuber that can remove their head. That and I have always been fascinated with the Dullahan lore.
I was running an Irish-inspired Dungeons & Dragons campaign at the time.
When I was showing my digital designs for my Vtuber to a friend, they said it was similar to a Dullahan, so I did research on it. Altered some more stuff and boom, Dullahan.
Aside from at the time seeing no one else having done so, it's a way to be unique in its own way as well.
You're lore related. How did you become a Dullahan? Was it a curse, transformation, pact, or were you born as a Dullahan?
Born and raised, baby.
Born as a Dullahan, and also the ninth to succeed as a queen of the Galathea family.
I was executed by beheading for a crime I didn't commit, and the hag Golgan to return me to life under condition that I would never rest easy.
It was a pact, though I won't say I was a consenting party in this pact.
I was born as one.
Do you like spooky or undead stuff?
Being a Dullahan, we encounter spooky and undead things all the time. Great.
I love them. I'm not good with horror undead stuff, but I'm always interested.
I love the aesthetics.
On occasion, though I won't say I'm good at handling scary stuff.
I do like a ton even if it scares me quite often.
Do you like spooky team stuff? It depends. I like I do. I love spooky themes though, but it depends. I like myths.
Do your fans look like humans, or are they some kind of undead spirit or creatures?
I haven't finalized the mask kit yet, but I would prefer if they were inhuman.
Technically they are just little soul orbs, but I thought keeping their skeletons around might liven up the castle, so the Bonners, as the name suggests, look like skeletons.
They are my collection.
I'd say a mix of humans and undead, along with cryptids, witches, old 90s computer programs. I tend to cast a wide audience here.
They look like all kinds from human to undead.
Yeah, how do your fans look like? They're humans or they're kind of like undead spirits or creatures? They're wisps. They're like wisps.
Do you have a favorite anime or film that included a Dullahan?
Probably Dorara. I haven't seen a lot of works that feature a Dullahan, and no, I do not consider the Sleepy Hollow Horseman a Dullahan.
Durara, she also gotta be everyone's favorite Dullahan at some point.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Interviews with monster girls.
I can say I'd say much mayo with Dullahans in it, but I really enjoy Durara.
Demichin with Katarite. I even share plenty of similarities with the Dullahan there by chance.
Do you have any favorite anime or cartoon themes that include Dullahan? I think Durara. That one has a Dullahan, and I think Salty's really sexy.
If you choose to have a pumpkin, melon, or other twisted object for your head, would you accept the deal?
No, Mao, I like my head. Thank you.
And give up my beautiful queenly features. I'm not like that silly jack-o'-lantern. I prefer my own head, obviously.
Sure, sounds fun. I'll miss my good looks though.
I don't think so. As cumbersome as it may be, I quite like my tablet screened.
I couldn't accept it, but I could go headless.
No.
Can you collect souls like a reaper?
That is the job.
Our jobs kinda overlap. I do collect souls.
They're trapped in the hands I take.
I can collect souls, yeah.
Yes, but that's a secret.
Do you collect heads of your victims?
I don't, but if there's a bounty on them, might as well earn a bit of extra cash-o.
Real heads can rot. I prefer my castle to smell clean and fresh, so I make clay sculptures of my victims' heads. It's a wonderful collection. You have to see it someday.
Yes.
I don't.
I do not.
So do you collect souls or heads of your victim? I need their souls, but heads are for leisure. So I collect heads for fun, but souls is a necessity.
Does the sun affect you anyhow? Like, does it make you weaker, or does it even burn you?
I feel sluggish under the sun, although I do not know if that's just a personal preference or it's a trait. Either way, it's not so bad.
The sun does not have any effect on me, but where I live, there is no sun, so sometimes I go up to the mortal realm and to sunbath a little.
I can move in the day as well as the night. The night is more advantageous.
I tend to get sleepy when I'm out in the sun for too long, so I guess say yeah.
Not really, no.
Can either your head or body be awake and asleep at the same time? Like, the head is sleeping and the body is awake, and the other way around.
I'm the same person as my body, so we sleep at the same times.
My head and body are synchronized. I would love for my head to be asleep and my body to be awake so that I can get sleep and edit video at the same time.
My body is not autonomous.
Yeah,
100% yes. It's so handy to be able to even do such a thing.
Can either your head or body be active while the other part is not active at the same time? No! My brain has to be active.
How do you treat humans? Are they just pro souls, or do you find yourself comfortable around them?
They're fine if it's their time. It's nothing personal. Being surrounded by too many of them I find to be suffocating, but that might just be an introvert thing.
My goal is to make contact with mortals and interact with them. Being in a big castle and being the harbinger of death can be a lonely and tiresome job, so I'm trying my best to connect with the mortal realm and to familiarize myself with humans.
I'm very fond of them, to blend in when not on business.
I find myself comfortable around them, as long as they don't mind my hair.
I treat everyone how I want to be treated.
How do you treat humans? Do you treat them like humans or do you treat them like poor souls? Humans are fascinating.
Do you like Dullahan and head puns, or do you even make some of them during your talks?
I like puns in general. I'll make puns if the moment presents itself.
Who doesn't love puns? But I'm not very good at puns, so I try not to get ahead of myself. Get it?
I love puns.
I love puns of all kinds, oh yes.
I personally don't make them, but I do enjoy a good head pun here or there.
Do you enjoy head puns? I'm not good at making head puns.
Does your Dullahan age measure in humans as hundreds of Dullahan years is around 25 plus human years? Or does it measure the same as 1 to 1?
Never really thought about it. I stopped counting a while ago. Math is difficult, and fairies such as ourselves usually just live in the moment anyway.
It's 1 to 1. I've been around for, let's see, 800 over years.
I'm forever at the age I was when I died.
I'm not entirely sure. I'd say it's maybe 5 to 1. I've been a Dullahan for close to 10 years, but I can't say I've really aged but maybe a year or two.
I just thought I suppose it would be closer to 1 to 1 if I had to measure it at all.
I hope you have enjoyed this video. The main objective of this content was mostly to show how these 7 people who have choose to become a Dullahan Vtuber have took the singular concept of a Dullahan. One design, but look how different the characters are between each other. And so once again, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. On this moment, I have to say goodbye, but I do hope that we will see each other soon again. Bye bye! Woohoo!